What happens in the void when everything goes dark? Hello, Light Warriors. It's good to see everyone. Well, we shifted again. Some of you might feel the shift. Some of you felt it yesterday. Some of you are feeling it now. It's good to see everyone. We can feel the shift, and we also have the evidence in the Schumann Resonance. It's good to see all of you. And it's very interesting how this works. So tonight, I'm going to go over a little bit of what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, and a little bit more of the authentic truth about our reality. So sometimes, like, we think we're just going to go in one direction and we're going to continue to go in that one direction. But everything has its peaks and valleys. And when we look at this journey more authentically, we could get better answers, clearer answers. And that's what this time period is all about, seeing clearly. So I appreciate all of you. I'm glad that you're all here. And we were in the dark, and the Schumann Resonance blacked out for about 20 hours. And this is a representation of a shift. And I spoke about blackouts in general in the past. We're going to talk a little bit more about it tonight, but we're really going to focus on what we're experiencing now. If you're new to this, I've spoken in detail all about the Schumann Resonance, so you could find that on the channel page. But I'm going to really focus on what we're currently experiencing. So I know we're all experiencing maybe something that we didn't expect. We'll talk about that. And when we're listening to our bodies, we can see or feel what the energies really are. Are we moving in the right direction? Are things becoming a little bit more difficult to navigate? So that's what we're going to discuss tonight. And I hope you're all doing well. And let's get this show on the road. Hello, everyone. I am Michael, and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. So it appears that we've shifted again, and we see this shift shown to us in the Schumann Resonance. Now, the data chart blacked out for 20 straight hours in the Schumann Resonance. This creates a void of information. And I spoke to you a long time ago about the void. Creation is done in the void. So when we go through these voids, we are going through a shift and we're creating something new. A lot of us on our journey feel like we're in the void, right? There's nothing around. But this is done by divine design, and this is how creation is done. So when I sit back and I look at the chart for 3 days prior, for 3 days, the Schumann Resonance was around the baseline. So basically nothing. When we come out of the void or the blackout, we're seeing activity again. Nothing major, but we're seeing activity. We're seeing those white spikes. And the Schumann Resonance is also known as the heartbeat of the earth. So we're kind of like, say, flatlined, maybe not much going on. And now we're seeing activity again. So on your journey, you might be feeling this. So like some symptoms that I've had or have experienced is, when the alarm goes off in the morning, and we've spoken about this before. This is not all the time. So when you're in tune with your body, you know when you're feeling different or different from your homeostasis. So maybe you were feeling a little groggy in the morning, like it's not really time to get up and you want to sleep a little bit more. And for me, I'm seeing an increase in the last few days in my regeneration. So I've shared with you that I hurt my shoulder, and every day I've been dealing with a little bit of pain, and I could sit here today and feel that the pain is a little bit less. And seeing the change, a drastic change. When you're on your journey, you want to really be in tune with your body, and that's going to give you the answers, like how you feel. So I'm seeing a change, improvements in regeneration, and also swelling in the stomach. So this has been going up and down, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So recently, again, I was experiencing a lot of stomach swelling. It was going away. Now it's coming back. Now it feels like it's coming down again. And we're seeing these peaks and valleys. So the overall feeling that I'm getting right now is loosening up or lighter, right? So maybe you're feeling this also during this time period. Like everything's kind of loosening up. It's feeling a little lighter. On my journey, and many people, all people, were kind of recently shoved back into the matrix. So we've kind of all been like separate. And according to our matrix jobs and lifestyles, we're kind of starting to be pushed back into the matrix, and we're not really knowing what to expect. So, this is kind of like what I was feeling, and maybe this resonates to you. Maybe you're starting to get back together with people, and we were kind of bracing for impact. So I was kind of like, oh. And it wasn't too bad. So, sometimes you can't put energies into words, so we could, put it into experiences. So that's what I felt over the last few days. I'm glad you enjoyed that. So, on my personal journey, I was kind of bracing for impact because I wasn't going to know, right? I'm always ready. Nothing. So, we're kind of getting tense. Maybe that's where in the subconscious mind, we might be getting swelling in the stomach, right? Because anxiety, we're not sure what to expect. But now that we're settling in, I'm feeling a little bit more that things are loosening up, feeling lighter, right? So maybe like we're thinking gloom and doom. We hear spooky things that they want to say, but it's all bark and no bite. And you're actually maybe going to come across people that are interested. You might feel that you might come across people and they're going to like push back against all that you've been learning in our isolation period, but they're actually very interested and coming to you with an open mind. And that's good to see as well. So that's a little bit about what I have been feeling about this right now, after we have come out of this blackout, feeling that it's a lot lighter and like everything's kind of loosening up just a bit. And, it's also good if you have people in your everyday life that kind of resonate with you. I touched base with a good friend of mine, the great Adam Gell. Some of you know Adam. And, he said back to me before I asked him, I said, what do you feel? And he said, it feels like it's loosening up. So, you should always, listen to yourself first. But if you have, someone that is close to you and resonates with you, sometimes it's good to piggyback off each other, right? Because we're going through this journey together. So I have, we all might have a small group of people like that, right? I would say I have, this many, right? Maybe 2 handfuls worth of people that you could, really trust, authentic people. So, it's good to, and that's why we're collaborating and we're seeing what we feel and we're sharing with each other. So maybe you're feeling a little bit lighter. Maybe you're feeling that everything is kind of loosening up right now as well. And, I'm here to tell you authentically that, a lot of times, we want everything to be over with, but we need to come to terms that we are here for a spiritual war. And it's going to have its ups and downs. So we've experienced blackouts before, we've experienced shifts before, but we're kind of like, it's going up and down, but we're trending upwards, right? Like some of you are following Bitcoin, for example, right? It keeps going up and then down and up and down, but it's trending upwards to the moon, right? So it's kind of like what we're experiencing energy-wise, right? We're making progress, but then sometimes we feel like we go back a little bit, but we're trending in the right direction. So that's the overlying energy theme that I take from the shift, and we want to present it authentically. So we're seeing this constant trend, and we're seeing that we're trending in the right direction. A lot of lower vibrational beings and lower vibrations had control of this reality for a long period of time. And, sadly, they're not just going to walk away. But, that's why we're here. Light warriors. So that's why sometimes we see these shifts. I want to share again that the Schumann resonance is directly connected to human consciousness. So anytime we're seeing these spikes, mega spikes, glitches, blackouts, any type of activity in the Schumann resonance, it's going to have a connection to human consciousness, right? So we're all in this ether, in this cavity from the surface of the earth to the top of the ionosphere. And it's all going to affect us. So all these changes, energy is the ability to cause change, and we can detect energy's presence by noticing the change. So whenever we see changes in the Schumann resonance, in this case, a major blackout, sometimes we get mega spikes, right? Big spikes of energy. It's all about human consciousness. Your attention is the currency of the universe. And, the darkness maybe want to focus your attention to a different timeline. Your attention is very important during the shift and during the spiritual war. It's important to focus your attention on the 5D Earth timeline at all times. And, we are still living our common everyday life. That's just part of it, right? We're here to present from a place of authenticity. And sometimes, our attention goes elsewhere. It even happens to yours truly. But over the long period of time, it's important to focus your attention. And collectively, we're creating the new earth. That's why we've all come back here for this moment in time. And you might be new to this message, and you might be new to Dolores Cannon. And I encourage you to look at the work of Dolores Cannon. She speaks about the waves of volunteers, and she really predicts everything that's happened during this time period right now. And she's no longer alive. And she's talking about the events. She's talking about the shift, and, everything is kind of spot on. So, it's important to start thinking differently. We're unlearning and relearning. So we're going to the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is not a place, it's a frequency. And the frequency is shifting, and this is shown in the Schumann resonance. And, you know, one other thing that I've also been experiencing in the last day, and maybe this resonates with you, and some of you might say, what is this guy talking about? I've been losing my balance for no reason. So you might just be walking and you feel like you're just losing your balance. So if you've experienced that, you can write that in the chat and leave comments after this is over. That symptom might be a little different and interesting. And maybe you're saying, oh yeah, I kind of am losing my balance for no reason. Like you're just walking straight and you're stumbling over your own feet. I did that about 4 times today. So, you know, I see some people are saying that they feel dizzy. You know, for me personally, not dizzy, but losing my balance. So that's a similar characteristic. Some people writing vertigo. Got a lot of dizziness. So a lot of people are experiencing that. You know, we're collaborating. We're sharing ascension symptoms. And these are the changes that we experience as we shift as a person, as the individual, and as the collective as a whole. We should always remember that there's 2 aspects to this. There's 2 aspects to ascension symptoms. So we will shift as an individual, as free will is the law of the universe, and we will also shift as the collective. And again, we remember free will. So together, we're going to have to cause this change. So, you know, some people might be experiencing this loss of balance. But overall, I'm going to go with the feeling after we have come out of this blackout of loosening up and feeling lighter. So maybe this resonates with you, and maybe you're experiencing this as well. So I hope that tonight you feel a little bit more at ease, and this vindicates the feelings that you're feeling inside. And I also want us to keep in mind that we might be loosening up and feeling lighter at the moment. It doesn't mean that we might get knocked back a little bit again. You know, sometimes we take a step back, but then take 2 steps forward, step back, 2 steps forward. So I always want to present that authentically. So hopefully, and we're all looking to get to the finish line. And I'm here to share again. I went out and I did a video once, and I shared with all the light workers of the world. When the ending is unknown, when the finish line is unknown, you came here for this time period. You're here to serve in World War III, a spiritual war, a war of human consciousness. And your attention is the currency of the universe. So everything is trying to get your attention. So it's important during this time period to focus from within and feel your way through this dense energy. We're going to take steps forward, and every once in a while, we might take a step back. But this is a consciousness war. That's what this is. And we're learning more and more every single day. And some entities and energies want to keep our people down, but the truth and authenticity is the highest level of vibrational consciousness. So it's important that we continue to expand human consciousness. And it's my honor to do this, and it's my honor to serve. My grandfather served in World War II. We all serve in World War III. Consciousness is on the line, and our evolutionary journey is on the line. And that's what we're here for. We're here to expand consciousness and improve the physical and mental health and the overall everyday life experience for all people. And if you don't like that, that speaks volumes about you. So keep this in mind as we continue to shift. But I'm feeling a lot lighter right now, and I hope that all of you are feeling a lot lighter and that things are loosening up. Always remember, the Schumann resonance is connected to human consciousness, and we're all shifting to the 5D Earth. And so it is. All right, Light Warriors. Angela, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's my honor to do this. And I hope that this helps you with everything that you're going through right now. I hope that, if you're new to this message and you're new to our channel, and in the back of your mind, you knew that you came here for a purpose. You might not know what the purpose is. I don't even know what my purpose is yet, Light Warriors. I still have a lot to do. Some people say to me, Michael, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Some people understand that. But I'm here to share that with you. You have to feel your way around. You'll just know. You feel it. And as you go on your journey, you're going to have certain things. Some things are going to be good, and some things are going to be filth. But you're going to find your path when you go through these experiences, both positive and negative experiences. We've all had our lumps, Light Warriors. So take this and take this shift and know that this energy is here now. I think we also have another full moon coming up, Light Warriors. So these energies are available to us. And, just keep in mind that we could use these energies to help us shift and help improve our lives. So never forget that. Yes, Angela, but as you could kind of tell, I kind of like to do everything. What does he do? He does everything, right? Some of us have been on the journey. I try to tackle everything, and but it's simply raising vibration. When you look at everything, that's why we could talk about everything. We're raising the vibrational frequency for all people, and that could come in many forms. And, we're going to see the good and we're going to see the filth. But that's why the frequency of authenticity is the greatest frequency and the most powerful frequency in the universe. It is what it is. Some of you know that. It is what it is. So, how do you transmute certain things? Right now, we're feeling a lot lighter, a lot looser. But, again, you have good things and you could use it. And then sometimes you have rough spots. And the question is, how are you going to transmute that? That's the question you want to ask yourself. How do you transmute that? That's what you want to focus on. And, that's what we're going through. So we had this shift. We all want to say, hey, it's over. We're in the 5D. The med beds are going to be released for our people, and everyone could start healing. We're waiting on the med beds, right? We're waiting on the med beds. Is this thing on? We're waiting on the med beds so that our people could be healed. I don't know what the problem. Do you know what the problem is? I want to know what the problem is. But that's what we're waiting on. And it's going to happen, and everyone's lives are going to be improved. Sometimes I need to be a little firm. Commander is on the ground. There needs to be checks and balances for the universe. That's why we're here. So, we're seeing, everything. We're seeing the good, the bad, the ugly. Some of you heard that phrase before. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We've seen it all. I've seen it all. And use it all for your motivation. Use it all for motivation. Use it for energy on your journey. You become a wizard. You know how to even transmute the demons, Light Warriors. Well, they're just on a different frequency. It's my honor to do this. Yeah, it's still a little too cold, but it has warmed up a little bit too. I was sharing with you all that nonstop snow, And now, I'm seeing that everything is starting to heat up, and hopefully that's the end of the cold weather. And hopefully we'll start heating up right now. And, we got to just keep shifting. And if they're on Yvonne, if they're on a different frequency, they can never hear you. And that's why the best advice I could give to a person is just focus on yourself, because the change in the world happens from the change in the individual. So be the one being of light that helps shift. I know sometimes you want to wake up people, but not everyone's going to make it, right? And again, if you're interested in Dolores Cannon and you still haven't seen her work, she's she was very intuitive for this time period. And, hopefully, there's a time for this and a time for that. We need to have patience, but we also aren't fools. My mama didn't raise no fool. Right, Mom? So, a lot of times we should have patience, but we also need to know free will is the law of the universe. And a lot of people are, they're watching their lives pass them by. So we have shifted, but now let's keep putting out the energy that we're going to continue to shift, because every day that passes, and I don't see med beds, I have a problem with that. So, there's so many things that could improve the lives of people, and that's what I'm here to do. And I'll continue to beat this drum, the war cry, until it's all released. Some of you might be, you came across this video because of Schumann Resonance. And I speak a lot about Nikola Tesla and how he had many technologies that were to benefit all of humanity. But for some reason, Tesla's name was shamed. He was slandered years ago. You won't even find him in many science books. I don't think any. Do you, Light Warriors? So the same things, the same tactics were always used. And all the great things that we could have had today. It's a good question, Eve. I asked that question, right? So we're going to start thinking differently. And I know it's hard, and I speak to, because recently on my journey, I was speaking to good people, and they're very confused on what to do because of the false frequencies of Medea. And it was nice to talk to them, but when I as the observer, I sit back and I just watch, and to see good innocent people so confused because of all the confusion of frequencies, and they don't know what's the right thing to do. I don't think that's fair to people. And I speak to all beings through these transmissions. Don't you think enough is enough? Don't you think the people should be released? Commander is on the ground. So I'm the observer, and I observe, and I could express the authentic truth. And I could see many people that are very confused, and they're all good people. So we have to say enough is enough. And now we're starting to understand. I know some of you think it's something else, but we need to understand that authenticity is the greatest power in the universe. Nothing else matters but the truth. And in due time, everyone will begin to realize this. Nothing else, nothing but the truth. It's the highest form of vibrational consciousness, and that's why there were so many attempts to hide the truth. When I sit back and I look at the Schumann resonance and I learn that the Schumann resonance, and I share with you, the Schumann resonance is directly connected to human consciousness, and we're seeing so many spikes in the last year, we can conclude that humanity is expanding consciousness. They're becoming more aware. They have more available to them. So that's why this is important. And that's why this is the shift and a war for human consciousness. So, you know, it has its ups and downs, and, you know, I'm feeling a little lighter. How are you guys feeling? You know, and, you know, I always say, if you stand in the vibration of the truth, there's not much that they can do, and your brothers and sisters will defend you to the end. And that's why we're all finding each other. We're synchronizing. And I appreciate when you guys share these messages. If you've stumbled across this message, I appreciate if you subscribed and shared this message with other people. This reality is about to change, and it will never be the same again. I heard that somewhere. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that that causes blockages, and you know, there's so much out there. There's so much out there, and to think of so many forces that are involved, so many energies that are involved, and you know, that's why we keep getting this like tug of war, back and forth and back and forth and up and down, but it's all crumbling in the end. And that's what we're seeing play out right now. Very soon, we're going to talk about narcissists again. But narcissists are set up, these creatures, to destroy themselves. They simply destroy themselves. And that's how the matrix is collapsing. You could just sit back, and if you are educated, all my educated empaths in the house, when you're educated and you're truthful, you'll learn the tactics, and you could see how everything is leveraged and used to collapse the matrix. And that's what this reality is all about. Some people have never experienced the authentic frequency, the core creative frequencies. The creator is singing love songs, a symphony of vibrations. And some people have never heard it. They have no idea. If you've never seen The Matrix, I suggest you watch that documentary, because that's what it is, a documentary. And don't take it literal. Some of you have seen it. Like, we're not going to like literally pull something out of the back of it. Maybe there's something back there. But there's a lot to be learned, realized from that movie. It's a documentary of what's happening. We're all waking up. And I know that it's hard to wake up. It's hard to wake up in the morning, Light Warriors. Sometimes we don't want to wake up. Oh, I don't want to wake up. Right? And that's what we have to remember. We have to remember this, especially when it comes to our brothers and sisters. But you know, from what I've realized and we're learning that free will is the law of the universe, and some will decide through free will to remain asleep until the end. And some people, you see them, they're struggling, they're questioning. But, you know, when we think of science, everything starts with asking the question. Ask the question. That's all you have to do, is keep asking questions, because you're all sovereign beings, and free will is the law of the universe. So don't give your power away. Take back your power. And we're kind of seeing that during the shift right now. So if you're just tuning in right now, we're seeing the shift through this blackout, and we're seeing everything kind of loosen up and things becoming lighter at this time. And when we experience blackouts in the Schumann resonance, creation is done in the void. So what happens when everything goes dark? Everything is being created. So I hope that this was helpful for everyone. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your attention. And I'm very grateful when you share this message. Please take the time to share this message on all platforms with the hashtag Schumann Resonance. I could think back a long time ago on my first video talking about the Schumann Resonance, and people like, Schumann what? And now it's becoming one of the biggest things and very relevant to the end days, to the shift, to the fifth dimension. So I appreciate that you share this message and use the hashtag Schumann Resonance. And, you know, I kept my word from, maybe I'll share that in the pinned comment. I'll make consciousness cool, right? And so it is. If you stumbled across this message, if you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. Our everyday lives, 5 to 8. TikTok, as in TikTok, time's up. All right, Light Warriors, I appreciate all of you. We're going to keep moving forward. And, you know, like I said, we have our peaks and valleys, and sometimes, you know, we get knocked down a little bit, but don't worry about what's going on out there, Light Warriors. Of course, you know why. We cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of the Schumann resonance and how we shift timelines. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. We are the 144,000 warriors of the rainbow. It is time to take back our everyday lives. I've been in the void for most of my life. I'm usually alone because I'm the creator of the 5D earth. Creation is done in the void. Remember, light workers of the world, you might not fit in because you're not from this world. You're here to build a new one, dear ones. All right. Yes, the seal in the forehead. Seal in the forehead on the channel page. You should look at that if you've never seen that one. One of the most important ones you could see. And I have something very special planned. You could say, oh, I went out to the front line and I took back this reality through free will. I've learned a lot and I've done it already. You just haven't seen it yet. It might be kind of like, oh, like what's actually happening right now. Things might be happening. You just haven't seen it yet. It'd be funny if we got it accomplished. But you'll all see it soon. We'll go with maybe Saturday morning. It's going to be phenomenal. I appreciate all of you. I love you all. You're my family. I'll keep going. Nothing will stop this. And I have your back, light workers of the world, till the end of the line. I hope you find this message helpful. Have a great day. Namaste. All right, guys. Keep sharing. I'll talk to you all soon. And I'll keep going.